If you've been watching the streams, then you know I'm an up close and personal kind of guy. Rebirth Island, fast paced, SMG wielding maniac. So today I want to go over my top 5 SMG builds for aggressive and fast paced gameplay. I like to stay up to date with what's meta, and I have been following closely. Checked out all the stats websites, but these builds are my personal experience, my personal favourite builds that will get you good results, or have got me good results in Rebirth Island playing either quads or solos. The first gun we're going to look at is the tried and tested MP40. It's been meta for a long time now. I want to start off with this one as a lot of people have this leveled up and it's definitely worth using. So I'm going to go over my build of that. So this is similar to a lot of other people's builds. It's the recoil booster, that faster fire rate, the short barrel for better movement, the Krosnick, a 1mm ISO. You can get away with these iron sights, but if you do prefer better visibility, you want to swap that out with a slate reflector. The folding stock, some people do remove the stock, but I prefer the additional stability this gives me. Hand stop, you can swap this hand stop out for the skeletal if you prefer faster aim down sight speed, but this will help you control a bit more of the accuracy. I'm not the sweatiest player, so it's definitely one to try out. The 45 GUERRERO, lengthened. So lengthened you can swap out for subsonic. It's no longer got the bullet velocity penalties. So if you want to stay off the minimap, that is something you can swap out to. But you do get the additional bullet velocity, which will help with bullet registration if you go for lengthened. Fabric grip. A lot of people run polymer for that flinch resistance, but I like the trade-offs here. We get a bit better hip fire accuracy, sprint to fire speed, and aim down sight speed. So if you run around like a maniac, it will help you get your ADS happening quicker. This is primarily an ADS build. Brace for your first perk and quick for your second. I've paired this with the Domati. It did receive a bit of a nerf in Season 3 update, but this is the standard kind of Domati build. Agency suppressor, task force barrel, 5mm laser, 24 round mag, and a serpent wrap. There is some trade-offs. Some people go for the 30 round mag. You lose a bit of aim down sight speed, but you do get that ammo capacity and extra reload quickness. Personally, I stick with the 24. So, moving on to perks for this loadout. These are my all-time aggressive sweat perks. So double time for that extra attack sprint, tempered for less plates, so it gets you in and out of engagements faster, and tracker for really following people around. Frag grenades, my favourite, best lethal in my opinion. Throwing knives obviously can be interchanged with this, and a tactical heartbeat sensor. Again, this can be interchanged for stims and snapshots, but we'll leave that to your personal choice, and I have kind of done that in some of the other loadouts. Second on the list is the OWEN gun. Everybody's been getting wrecked by the OWEN for a while now, and it did receive a slight adjustment, which was interpreted as a buff in the last update, but it's actually more of a balance, so we'll go into that build now. Recoil booster again for the additional fire rate. We want no barrel. A lot of people are using the precision barrel, but you do take some pretty big hits on the movement speed, so I'd go for the no barrel. We've got the NIDAR, which is basically the slate reflector, remove stock, acrobatic quick, fabric grip, the 72 round GUERRERO lengthened, and hand stop. A lot of people do go for the variable sight, which is I can't find it, but it basically allows you to drop the gun down and gives you better field of view, because as we all know, in practicality the OWEN takes up a hell of a lot of your screen, especially for console players. This is a nightmare. So personally I don't get on with the OWEN gun, but it is definitely one of the best choices. Again, with the Domati, frag grenades, same perks. Moving on. Next up, we've got the WELGON. The WELGON is definitely one of the most up there SMGs right now. I'd say this is probably the second most OP, or highest powered, most meta SMGs there are, especially for fast-paced pushing. This is the build I've gone for. Again, recoil booster, shrouded barrel. This shrouded barrel gives us higher accuracy and controllability, extra damage range, and reduces the sway and the bob of the gun. You do lose a bit of aim down sight speed and sprint to fire time and movement speed. So next up's the slate reflector. Slate reflector, again, the gun does have pretty good iron sights, but my preference is a slate reflector on this one. Remove stock for that increased movement speed and sprint to fire. This will combat some of the sprint to fire that you lose on the barrel, and aim down sight speed. Cons are flinch resistance and some other sort of aiming issues there. Gun-ho, so this is essentially what allows you to fire while sprinting, so there's no sprint to fire time. You completely get rid of that issue. You can fire straight away, there's no gap in between, so that makes it a lot more aggressive. Quick for that extra sprint speed. Polymer grip for flinch resistance. 40 round GUERRERO, so you can sort this out for the 64 round. You obviously lose a bit of movement speed and aim down sight. The damage per mag does work out better with the 64, but yeah, again, it depends what your personal preference is. I prefer the 40, but the 60 is definitely something to try out. Again, with the ammunition, you can swap this out for subsonic to stay off the radar, especially on Rebirth Island. That's important, but I've stuck with lengthened here for that additional bullet velocity. Hand stop, again, swappable for the skeletal if you want to get a bit better aim down sight speed. Same perks, same Damati. I've just gone for snapshots on this one just to kind of illustrate that. And next up is the Armor GUERRERO. So this one's a pain in the ass to unlock. You can do this with 10 hipfire kills in 15 different matches. So if you're lucky enough to still have Modern Warfare, you can do this in multiplayer and leave the match. In Vanguard and Black Ops, you cannot. Obviously, if you only have Warzone, this is completely unmanageable. So good luck to you. We'll get into the build now. Again, much like the others, the secondary and the perks are all interchangeable, and you can pretty much do what you want. The build I've gone for, I don't have this fully leveled up, but this is a build I'm happy with. It's the recoil booster, the 315mm barrel, slate reflector, the folding stock, the skeletal underbarrel. I'll probably change this out for the hand stop when I do get it unlocked. 34 round mag, subsonic to stay off the radar, polymer grip, hard scope and quick. This SMG is heavily underused right now, and I'd say it's probably up there as the best. As I said earlier, the WELGON and the MP40 and the OWEN are all solid, but I'd say this is actually the most underrated, underused, and probably the best SMG right now in Warzone, in Call of Duty, Rebirth Island. So definitely check it out, unlock it if you can. I think the main reason it is underused is because it's such a nightmare to unlock, but let me know in the comments how you find this specific build. Next up is the Type 100. I don't have this unlocked personally, haven't really tried it out, but from a stats perspective, if you look at sim.gg or tgd.gg or truegamedata.com, you'll see from a stats perspective this is up there. From a practicality point of view, it doesn't perform as well as you'd like. It's quite clunky and the movement is not the best. I'd probably not go for this build, but I should say check it out, level it up, and see where you get to, see what your mileage is on this, because you might find that you like it. The Matty here again, this could be swapped out for the AMP pistol or even the Psychov pistol. Again here, same perks, same lethals, it's all interchangeable. These are my preference for aggressive play on Rebirth Island. Bonus gun, so if you haven't got your Vanguard weapons leveled up yet, don't forget that there are a myriad of Cold War guns that are still pretty OP. Mac 10's pretty solid, and the OTS again is very solid, very competitive, and works a charm. Just to go over that build, so in case you've forgotten it, we've got the muzzle is the grouse suppressor, task force barrel, skeletal stock, 40 round speed mag, and the elastic wrap. So check that out if you haven't got your Vanguard guns unlocked, and you'll have no problems whatsoever. Just to reiterate, the reason I've gone for tempered and not overkill is because you get those plates in quicker. I personally like to play just up close and personal, don't need a long range option, but obviously you can set up another loadout, and with tempered for a long range option I'd probably go for the XM4 on Rebirth Island, standard build, bruiser grip, mercury suppressor, task force barrel, and the 60 round mag is probably the one to go for. So I hope you found that useful. Definitely try them out. let me know in the comments what your mileage is, how you found them, which one's your favourite. If you're new, subscribe, tickle my balls, do all those good stuff, like the video, and hopefully I'll see you on a stream soon. Peace out.